promising the latest insights from the industry's biggest names and unique perspectives from global disruptors and innovators. FundForum International 2018 drew fund buyers, institutional investors, wealth managers and leading CEOs from 50 different countries. And with the key themes of AI and machine learning, ESG and impact investing, and tech transformation and implementation, this truly global audience was set to be challenged, informed and inspired. Editor-in-Chief Jenny Adams laid out the agenda at a packed opening session.
We've got some really special disruptors from quantum computing, from cybercurrency, from Chinese technology, who are giving us different perspectives from around the world.
And at the heart of that, the leveraging of technology and embracing of artificial intelligence and data science.
AI today stands for both artificially inflated, I want to take some air out of that balloon. And AI also stands today for amazing innovations. Both of them are happening right now. There's a lot of hype and BS in the market about AI, but even if 1,000th of it was really put to use in your industries, it's going to radically transform it. AI today is very poorly implemented, and understood. Number one, people think it's either going to kill me or it's going to take my job away. The reality is only about 20% of potential of AI is for automating a job. There's a much bigger potential in augmenting and amplifying someone's job.
Alongside the tech revolution, the demands of millennial customers and the influence they may have on investment management was also prominent.
We're going to talk about, in our panel today, a little bit about millennials, a little bit about women, a little bit about branding, and what you can do and should do to be able to reach and connect with some of these new segments.
The things that are important to millennials are more about experiences rather than products and rather than returns. So they're all about how they feel about things and investing and doing things that feel good to them. More about the experience than the end results.
And as a result, millennials don't sort of look to the big brands. Where the big brands have relied upon their reputations and their names in the past, they're not going to be able to do that.
Excellent point. So the big brands actually are turn off rather than a turn on. They've seen their parents damaged by some of the things that have happened in the past, and they're really more about small versus big. It feels better to millennials and, quite frankly, others, right? I think our whole society has shifted and culture to work with someone who knows you where you're not a number. So millennials and people want to be viewed as people and not portfolios.
Global Chair of the 30% Club and ANZ Bank Group's Brenda Trinauden, meanwhile, highlighted how FundForum facilitates the crucial conversations in terms of customer engagement.
We look at trying to solve some of the problems around, the huge savings gap that we're seeing out there, some of the problems with debt management and things, and financial well-being. It feels like there's much more focus on that, and I think the industry really trying to think about how do we help those that are not so great at managing their money, but also really help that retirement gap, and also thinking about the way jobs are changing with AI. So, I think the focus of the forum is fabulous, and it feels like there's a lot of energy.
And while some focused on who the new customer will be, others examined where we are now in the credit cycle and what asset managers should be aware of on the horizon.
I think this synchronized global recovery that we really enjoyed last year is probably coming to an end. So I think investors do need to be cognizant and discern a bit more between developed markets in particular. So the US should continue to go on full steam ahead because we have so much fiscal stimulus coming down the pipeline through the tax bill and the spending bill. But Europe actually does seem to have slowed down, largely because of higher oil prices and a stronger dollar. So that's been a real headwind for Europe. Japan actually contracted in the first quarter of this year. I don't think that will continue, but I do think that we can expect weaker growth out of Japan. And I think China's probably slowed down quite a lot in the first half of this year as well. Now, the government there has a ton of tools to prop growth up, so I'm not concerned about any of these regions. I don't think that we're careening for a recession or a downturn, but I do think that we can expect GDP growth in a lot of these regions to decelerate towards potential GDP growth, which we really should have expected anyhow, the one exception being the US, where we're sort of goosing the system with stimulus measures for the next 2 years, and then the US should also decelerate.
So inspirational and innovative keynotes across 5 focus streams, creating an unmissable summit for the 1,500 industry members gathered here in Berlin for the world's premier global investment management event.
The value of this conference is to be able to take online relationships and meeting points and then bring them offline for real life conversations, just like we're having right now.